because every department, every function has its own standpoint. Sometimes you need to find a very good balance between the different functions. What I should do is provide the solid evidence and the investigation results as much as possible to convince other functions to combine these audit findings to provide appropriate disciplinary action to this employee. This is pretty much my daily work.
Okay, thanks, Lake. So basically, in my understanding, I mean, Amazon is an internet company. I mean, they not like other Chinese local companies. I'm not sure. Do you need to work like 996? I mean, 996 in your company, and also because of your colleagues are all from like Japan and other cities, maybe USA or United Kingdoms, so it may need you to work overtimes to participate in some global meetings. So do you think it bothers you, or do you think it's normal to accept those kind of as a new normal?
Yes, indeed. We usually took OTs due to the workload, because recently we've handled a new comprehensive audit project, so we need to discuss and initiate these projects with different teams. So maybe we will took much old teams, but usually Amazon's culture is not very much like the domestic internet companies such as Alipay, such as Tencent, because we're still American companies. So they encourage their employees to balance their lives and their work. So in other words, you can say the OT is not encouraged within Amazon.
Okay, great. So for Amazon, I mean, I know it's a big company. So do you think it is hard to get a job in it? I mean, so when you have the interview with them, so do you have any tips when you're doing this, or how did you prepare for it? I mean, like this.
Yes, in one way you can say Amazon's interview is it has its Amazon style, and you can see it's a template, because Amazon is a pretty much to focused on its so-called principles. That is the 14 principles by Amazon. For example, the customer ambition, for example, no action bias, for example, frugality, for example, dive deep, and so on. So before your interview, you need to conduct a very dive deep research on these 14 principles. You must understand what these principles stands for, and what is your internal meanings of these principles. And regarding these 14 principles, you need to prepare 1 or 3 complicated cases, because the interviewer will ask you every single details about your previous work experience, and they'll prefer the candidate to illustrate a very good example, a very good project, a very good program, a very good previous cases you've joined in, and what is your role played in this case, and how you achieved eventually and learned from this project. And during your introduction of these cases, the interview will stop you time to time, and they will pick up a very detailed point and ask you to dive deep, to provide them examples and the data and the very detailed statistics. Yeah, so you need to prepare, do a very good preparation before you moved into the interview round.
Okay, great. So I think for not just for Amazon, I think for other companies, it is also the same. We need to prepare well for for the whole interview progresses. So what do you think, or what you can suggest us? I mean, as a new fresh graduate or for a career changer, so we want to find a role in compliance. So what do you think we can do to improve ourselves to enhance our chance to win a job in Amazon or other industries in compliance or in AMLs? Is there any tips or any suggestions for us to prepare, like any case studies or something, industrial knowledges?
Yeah, especially for the fresh graduates, they have no the firsthand work experiences regarding the AML investigation or fraud related or compliance related working experiences. So need to join such webinar seminar as much as possible to shorten the gap, the knowledge gap, to understand, at least they need to have a brief, picture and background, how compliance deal with, and how AML, what AML is, and their internal risk is, and if they would like to join in the compliance or the AML field, I highly recommend them to take some intern, especially in foreign banks and foreign financial institutions. Yeah, to try to
Okay.
get familiar with these fields as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think we need to gather as much as information before we want to find a job in a compliance role. Yeah, so what about you, Echo? I mean, I know you, I realize that you are new to these industries, and also you have changed from another sectors. Before you work for Commerce Bank, you work for VFS Global, and I think that is a lot of difference. So what's your suggestions, or how's your feeling about this?
Yeah, before last year, I worked for VFS Global as a section from the section of operation to the accounting section. As I was studying accounting and the finance area, I was always wanted to find the what I'm interested in the area of risk. And when I was just entering into the banking industry, it was quite pressure every day. Quite honestly, at the beginning, I couldn't handle this kind of pressure, and like I even cried sometimes. But yeah, in the bank industry, definitely you need to deal with daily workload and deal with different pressures. You need to prioritize things for your daily work. Also, I think for the graduates, you need to gain much experience before you actually want to deep to learn in this industry. Getting an internship is necessary. Also, some of skills are necessary to prepare and to gain before you work in an industry, such as teamwork, communication, and the skill like multitasking. And yeah, so yeah, I think these skills are necessary. Also, in the compliance department, there are many things related with legal. We need to read the legal affairs from the regulators, from their daily published articles, and to implement and complete those instructions into the functions, relevant functions. So
Okay.
it's also important for us to gain the knowledge of the law, or to guide like logical thinking. And also one of the most important is pay attention to detail.
Okay. So what about from my perspective? I know you are working for a Germany company. So do you think a second language will be, be much more efficient for you to work in a, international company like this? And do you think it's a good, good plus for you to apply a role in such kind of companies?
Yeah, I think the second language would definitely help if you know the, like if right now I work in a German bank, if I could know the German, definitely it would be help, and it would be help to the team to read some instructions or policies from the global team. And I would say if you also know another language, no matter from different